Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Bad Thought Studios. Today, we are officially doing our Rebel Moon Part 2, the Scargiver official review. I got X Rod joining me. We had a phenomenal Part 1 review that we did. I will leave that at the end of the video, so if you guys are interested in watching that, I'll leave that at the end. But had to have you back, X. We had a great time watching Part 1, and um, Part 2 was phenomenal, in my opinion. But yeah, welcome back, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I had to be here for this one. There's no way I was missing out on this.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's good.
letting you know, I brought this to you.
Yes. X had brought I believe I said this in part 1, but X had told me about a movie that was coming out that was Star Wars X esque, and Zack Snyder pretty much wanted to do a Star Wars, but a rated R version or a different kind of version of Star Wars. And Disney pretty much said no, we're not going to allow you to do it. So he said, "All right, bet." So he went to Netflix. He asked Netflix if he could make a movie, do kind of like a Star Wars, um, Star Wars kind of inspiration to it. And when I heard that, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in." So once we seen the trailer, oh my god! Like we even have the trailer reaction on the pay or on the show. So if you guys want to go check that out for part 1 and 2, we have those trailer reactions. But I thought it was dope, like from the trailer. And then once part 1 came out, it was slow. There was a little slow parts, but it was such like it was a great movie. The action that we did have was great. The storyline caught me in, and once part 2 dropped, man, we were like kids in a candy store, dude. We couldn't wait to watch it. And I love telling the story because my dad, he doesn't cry. He's not a big crier. Like I've seen him cry. Unfortunate events have happened, but he doesn't cry.
The
I've
fact that I called you and your dad told me he cried,
Yes.
I was like, "There's no way."
When Nemesis died, bro, he was in full on tears, dude.
Dude,
Eyes were red, like he was crying, bro. The I will say this though, and as much as we loved part 2, I hated the way Nemesis died. I
yeah,
hated the way I wanted her to just beat some ass,
yep,
like just kick the. And it didn't look like it to me, and I
yeah.
was expecting way more, in my opinion. But yeah, so we got X hit me up. We watched part 2, and we had to come on and give you guys our opinions. We are fans of this series, this cinematic universe of Rebel Moon. It is speculated 6 movies are going to be in the works. We're for sure getting 3 because the way they let off 2, we have to get a 3. Um, but yeah, so what was your likes, your dislikes in part 2, and what did you think about the movie?
So to start, fantastic. I love the movie. Again, I that is a in my opinion. Other people online have different opinions of this movie. I loved it. Again, it's not a perfect movie. No movie is, but it's it's good enough to enjoy, and there's enough backstory where you don't really have to think about too much, and it answered my questions from the first one, and I love the first one, and then this one was just, I mean, fed right off of it and gave me everything I asked for.
Hmm.
I wanted background information. I want to know what was going on in between, why we brought these characters together, how these guys are even coming into this one conflict to have something to fight for, like why all of these certain people. And I loved all of it. I thought it was a great movie, and I'm excited. We need a for sure part 3. I say even going into 4, because 3 is going to be one looking for one person. We know who that is, and I think if they do want to cut it off, you could cut it off at 4 and bring down the mother world. But early speculations.
Yeah. What was your dislikes?
Dislikes. If I do have any, um, I guess a little too much slow motion. But again, that doesn't take away from the movie. There are certain shots that need it, and I thought for as far as cinematography goes, it's great. And some of those parts, you really kind of it looks dope. Like once you get
Mhm.
into that, oh damn, like you definitely need that slow mo part.
The
At the
Jimmy
same
part,
time,
the Jimmy slow mo was
yeah,
fucking phenomenal. Yeah.
yeah, my boy coming in hot.
Yep.
And yeah, no, you were if you went through fast motion on that, if you would have landed, like if you would have, just jumped in and landed, cool. But no, you had to show, hey, James is here, my boy.
Yeah.
Um Other dislikes, I say maybe a little too much dialogue and certain points that kind of didn't really need to be there. But again, it doesn't take away, sometimes you have to have just a little bit extra, but all in all, I enjoyed the entire thing.
Yeah. My what's funny is I was so hyped to see if I was going to be right when it came to Princess Issa. There is a small possibility that I still could be right.
Mhm.
I'm thinking that a little bit of a spoiler, guys. This should we do spoilers or no? I mean,
No,
it's a breakdown. So guys, spoiler alert: Princess Issa is speculated to be alive still. In the movie, so she was telling the story to Gunnar about how she killed Princess Issa, I thought she was initially, doing like a smoke screen, like I killed her, so she's dead. But I thought it was initially going to be like she's telling him that, but it's not true that Sam is initially Issa. So if you guys didn't see the part one we did, I rambled off that I think Princess Issa was Sam grown up, more grown. And part two, I there still might be a possibility that I could be right, but I doubt it. But it looks like I'm not right. It looks like the princess is still alive. They're gonna go look for her in part three, and I was wrong, but I was right. The fact that Princess Issa was still alive. Now, the one thing that confirmed that Princess Issa was not alive was when Nemesis was on the floor dying. Sam had I was like, come on, do it, because Princess Issa is what?
she's
She's
a life giver or
a life giver,
yeah,
correct? I thought she was gonna fucking heal Nemesis to
yeah.
show us that she was Princess Issa. Now, in my
That would have
opinion,
been dope. That would have been dope.
exactly. In my opinion, that would have been the perfect moment to fucking do it. Make Sam the fucking Princess Issa. But they wanted to go into a part three, and this will be a good way of doing it. Going to go find Princess Issa. I get it, but I was kind of bummed in that.
Yeah, how come
The,
Noble gets to come back and not Nemesis, bro? It's just
exactly.
like what the fuck?
Another dislike I had, or a dislike I had, was the Nemesis fight. I thought she was gonna just rip through these fucking guys, but she ended up ripping through them eventually. But she ended up dying, which sucked. Um,
Yes. So I actually did enjoy that. Yeah, she did kind of get her ass kicked for a second. I did enjoy that they took away one of her arms and she was still in
mhm.
the fight. She didn't like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm dead. And then leave the fighting to everybody else in the room. She finished it out.
Yep. Um, yeah. So that was one of the dislikes. I think they could have explained better. The a better way of explaining who they were and what their background was. It kind of did have like a table read kind of vibe to it. It wasn't a bad way of explaining because we needed those answers answered,
Yeah.
so we needed that, but they could have done it a different way. But it didn't take away from the movie. This, like I said, the slow mo wasn't something that I thought was a huge deal. Like it wasn't like, why the fuck is it? The only time, if I did think it was the farming slow mo, which was fine. It didn't fucking make a big deal, but of course, people spent hours talking about how bad the farming slow mo was.
Yeah.
But to each his own. Um, the parts with Jimmy, I loved. It wasn't. They fought until the very end to where Jimmy had to save them. And Jimmy was impressed. That's why I'm assuming that's why he stepped in. He said, "There, you can't win this to Cora. You can't win this fight." And they damn near won. Except they damn near were winning until the last fucking squadron came in, and
Yeah.
Jimmy had to handle it. And that was a great way of Jimmy, like, okay, they mean business. Like they won this. The fighting scenes were amazing. Cora is a fucking badass. She has to be one of my favorite action, like, female not actors but characters. Like, she is a badass, bro. And her upbringing from being she was adopted by a fucking, what was he at the time, like a regent or something like that, like being adopted and then turned into a killer. Like, that's some badass shit, bro.
And that part sent me. Like, I was like, what is happening? She, first off, again, cold-blooded killer.
Mhm.
She is ruthless. She put Issa down. And then that whole scene, he's like, killer, murderer.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, chill out. Like, the entire room just saw her do this.
Yeah.
Like, it brought the tone of her, like, feeling that. She's like, no, like, you asked me to do this. Like, what is going on now? But I get why he had to brand her that, so he could become the soul of everything from the mother world.
Yeah.
Now he just takes over, but he's got to pin it on somebody. If word gets out, he's just going to blame her.
Yeah. And the whole movie, the storyline. Okay, guys, for those who are watching, we are going to be doing a video on Zack Snyder and why people dislike him. This will be in the next week or so. It's a whole episode in itself, because it needs to be talked about how much this man is hated for doing what he loves. Like, he loves directing, he loves writing. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, it's that black and white. Don't fucking watch it. Like, it
Like,
it just
you thought the first one was bad, and then you go watch the second one, and you think it's just as bad or worse. Stop watching. Let the
yeah.
people who actually do like it enjoy it.
Enjoy it, exactly. And this, like I said, this man just wants to fucking, he just wants to direct, he wants to write, he wants to have a good time doing it. And if he was that bad of a director, they wouldn't hire him. They wouldn't have said yes. Like, this man has done a phenomenal job. He might not have the best movies in the world, like, he might not be the number one director in the world, but if that's the standard you guys are looking for, you guys are going to hate every movie in existence. Like, if you have to live up to a certain a director, like a fucking Patrick Swayze, Jesus, uh like what's the fucking Tarantino, like, what's the other dude's name? It's
I
slipping
don't
my
know.
mind.
You got Dirty Dancing stuck in my head.
My god. Anyway, if you guys are comparing directors, you're watching TV all wrong, because what's the point of watching one person and only liking one person? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm saying this correctly, but just
That's okay. So that's how I feel like um, Martin Scorsese. He shits.
There you go. Fuck, I couldn't think of his name, dude. I said Patrick Swayze. Jesus Christ.
Martin Scorsese. He shits on all Marvel movies. He's like, oh, superhero movies aren't real movies. Blah blah blah. Nobody gives a fuck. It's not what it's for. No one's fucking Alfred Hitchcock and making these masterpieces. No, that's not what it's for. It's for enjoyment, and some backstory, and to continue on of what's being told right now.
Yeah.
I mean, for another episode later, Marvel is kind of fucking up, but they might be. We got Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, so. But
Fire.
fire.
By the way, guys, we did do a reaction to that. So if you guys are interested, go ahead to the video prior to this one because we just did it yesterday. Go watch that. But I want to get your overall opinion on the movie, like, and your rating if you were to rate it.
Okay, so I'll rate. I'll give an honest opinion. I'll say 7 out of 10. Wasn't perfect. A couple things could have been cleaned up. All in all, I enjoyed it for what it is, and I want more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I don't, because I definitely do. If we can get 6 movies out of it, like he's hoping, I want all 6. I want give me Harry Potter saga. I want to go down the line, start to end. Give it to me. I loved every little bit, and I will fight. I will die on this hill for this movie, for these
Mm-hmm.
movies. I enjoy them, and anybody who says it's bad, I want you to explain to me why. Give me your opinion, and then we can really discuss. If you're just a Zack Snyder hater, all right, but don't hate this movie just because you hate him. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like that's where it's all coming from, is people who hate Zack Snyder. And I think it's unfortunate for him because he put out such a good movie, a good series so far, where people are overlooking how good this potentially could be because you hate a director.
Right.
But yeah, I'm giving this movie a 7.5. Of course, it has to be cleaned up a little bit. Every movie has to be cleaned up a little bit, and we're not looking for. We weren't expecting pure perfection with something that, like I said, or like X pretty much told me, was this movie is like, if you love Star Wars, it was a relatable kind of movie sequence, and I loved Star Wars, so I loved this. Like, it wasn't the same thing as Star Wars. There's a lot of similarities, but that was what it was meant for, and we got that, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, a 7.5 is where I'm at right now. This whole series could be a 10 if people actually watch the movie and sit off their phones. This I will go down on this hill that character development is one of the most important things in a movie or TV show. To me, that's my thing. Character development. If you see someone become a yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, I thought Cora's character development was phenomenal, dude. Like, she went from being adopted, being adopted, to becoming a fucking killer, to killing the fucking princess, to helping a farm, to killing the fucking to Noble, and wanting revenge. Like, how much more of a character development do you need? Yeah, she might not be the best character developed, but it's a fucking interesting one, dude. Am I wrong?
And again, there's character development, and then there's your base character, and her base character is cold-blooded killer. Again, I said she put down Issa. She put down all the soldiers in the first movie, like, hard. They died. She put them down. And then I actually forgot the ending when she cuts Noble's head off.
Fucking head right off, dude.
Gone. She made sure that motherfucker's dead.
He ain't coming back.
I don't know. She's just gonna have to burn the whole place down.
Yeah, no, for real. Fuck. And it's just unfortunate, man. Guys, we are gonna be doing a Zack Snyder discussion on Rebel Moon and his movies, because it's something that's very unfortunate to we're loving so far in Rebel Moon. And if you guys are interested, please put a comment and let us know if you guys want a Zack Snyder kind of breakdown of why people hate him or his movies or whatever the case may be, because I feel like I missed the rally where people were boycotting fucking Zack Snyder because I didn't hear anything about it. Shout out to Jay Shear. He's going to be joining us on that one. He is a fellow director who directed a movie. He is going to be giving us actually a reason why people hate him. It's not the reason why. It's not I think he likes Zack Snyder, but he said there is a specific reason why people hate him, and he's going to be telling us about it. So keep a lookout for that episode.
I think you need to share your comments and what you've gotten in your.
That's going to be in the second episode, or in that episode, because you guys are going to be laughing. For those who love this movie and like it as much as we do, you guys are going to have a fucking laugh at these comments because they're going to be fucking cringy. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, any last words before we get out of here?
I do have one question, real quick before we go. Only because I'm thinking of it right now. If we can talk about it more in the Zack Snyder hate episode, if Disney did pick this up, do you think it would get as much hate as it does?
That's a great question, bro. I believe this is PG-13, correct?
Yes, it is.
And that's what's great.
Rated R versions.
Well, we're getting the extended versions, which wouldn't be able to release because it's a Disney product, correct?
But Disney's dropping a rated R movie.
See, I don't know, bro. That's a great question. That's a great question that Jay would be able to answer, bro. I would say it would still get the same hate either way, whoever's behind it, because of who made it, Zack Snyder. I would love it either way. If the movie came out with a Disney title on it, I would like it either way.
Yeah,
like this was a kind of movie that I enjoy. Action-packed storyline, character development, dialogue. You are correct about the dialogue. There was a couple unnecessary sequences that didn't need to happen, in my opinion. But like I said, nothing of the negative that we mentioned was a detriment to this movie. It just wasn't enough to have me hate it or anything of that nature. But yeah, we're I don't think it would matter. I don't think who Netflix, Disney, I don't think it would matter to me.
Yeah, I definitely would think we should talk to Jay about it and see what he says.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Well, thank you for joining me, X. I think once we get a trailer, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to run back 3 and 4 because I'm assuming they're gonna do 3 and 4 like they did 1 and 2, kind of back to back. But appreciate you coming on, bro. If you can tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, on all socials, Xrod TV, Xrod_TV. Find me there. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you don't. Think my opinion matters or don't. I don't even care. And Zach, if you see this, full steam ahead, bro. Let's keep going, please.
Yep. Yeah, shout out to Zack Snyder, man. As much hate as he getting, shout out to him and his work. He's put a lot of work into his movies, and we would love to have you on to talk about the movie. But for two, like, as much hate as you're getting, man, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it, bro. That being said, guys, make sure you guys comment and let us know what you guys thought about the breakdown, what you thought about part 2, Scargiver. Make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on so you guys are notified when a video is uploaded. If you guys want to follow me on social media, Tones_TV on all platforms. If you guys love Game of Thrones content, I do put out TikTok news first. So if you guys want Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon news, make sure you follow my TikTok, Tones_TV. We do full breakdowns on YouTube, but if you guys want the news first, go ahead and add the TikTok. Also follow the podcast that Candid Camper and I do, Bad Thoughts Podcast, on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys have a great night. Love y'all.